Hey everyone, it's Azor Gaming back here with another video for Era of Celestials. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more video content in the future. Okay, so let's get into it. We had the game go down for maintenance. We got some new content such as a new Overlord. I think it's a Leo Overlord. I think that's a name. We have a new resource event and we have season 3 of the strongest Vanquisher coming on the 29th, I think. I'm getting ready for that. I can't wait to see it. We're going to be missing Lammy. I think Lammy's on vacation right now. I think taking a short break from the game. I think we will see Lammy in the future. I don't know if Lammy will be missing this Vanquisher event, but I can't wait to see if Lammy participates. Reasons being, Lammy defeated Qatar in Season 2 of the strongest Vanquisher. Qatar went down, was actually stronger than Lammy, and Lammy defeated him in Season 2. I think Qatar won Season 1. If I recall, yes, I think Qatar won Season 1. Okay, so with that being said, we're missing Asylum. So Asylum quit the game. Vietnam either got banned or quit the game. We have Dai Dai and EST, who's probably going to win the whole thing. We have a bunch of people to go over. There's a lot of strong accounts out there, a lot of people who invested a lot in the game, and we're watching them grow. We want to see that first to 1 billion power. There's not many games that go over 1 billion power. I think that we have 3 games in the world that go to 1 billion. I'm not sure in battle rating system. We have Era of Celestials. We have Blade of Rings. We have Legacy of Discord. Those 3 games are really high battle cap. If you're gonna play a battle cap game that's gonna be character development, it's either gonna be those 3 games for mobile. If you're gonna play on PC, you're gonna have to play Felspire. There's a few other games on PC that you could play, about 37 games. But let's get into it and talk more about this game right here, Era of Celestials. With that being said, we have a new Elysian, and I'm super excited to go over this Elysian. Just look at this. We have an item coming out, which is an orb. The way this guy just moves around, throws his orb in the air with his right hand. As you can see, it has an enormous wingspan. One side of the shoulder equipment, it's bigger than the other. The cape, the character clothing, the detail, the effects of the wings and the aura coming out of it. It's just really good to see. That means they still love the game. The development team is actually taking interest in the game still and working on the character development, how the game looks and everything of that nature to continue growing these characters and their power. So your investment will continue to grow. There's never an ending story for this. With that being said, how does its character measure up with Raspberry Maiden? Raspberry Maiden is the previous Elysian released before Thanatos. Now, Raspberry Maiden's skill, Flowering, does 201% flat damage, 11,100 damage. When you switch over to Thanatos, we have Dead Silence. Deals 201% flat damage, 11,100 damage per second on average. Now, this is the same skill damage between percentage and flat damage between Raspberry Maiden and Thanatos. So it's not much difference there. Now, the character Thanatos looks better than Raspberry Maiden in my opinion. But when you see Living Desire, we have to compare the next skill. So we have 1,152% flat damage, 12,825 damage. We have to go ahead and check Raspberry Maiden now. See if they're continuing to develop the skills as far as just releasing new Elysians and changing the character detail as far as the look. We have to make sure we pay attention to those things because we want to continue growing our character wisely. Now, Pledge Love. It's 965% plus 12,150 damage. So there's going to be a difference there. Thanatos is far superior in his second skill than Raspberry Maiden. Now, when you look at Caspian, second skill is 805%. Then you look at Raspberry Maiden, it's 965%. So it goes up about 160%. That's a big increase from Caspian to Raspberry Maiden. But look at this. Let's see how much the difference is between Venerous, and Caspian, we only have 5%. And if you go to the previous one, which is Valentine, we have 1,088%. So you have to watch the order these Elysians are releasing. If you gotta manage how you're gonna purchase them, manage who you're gonna get first, or just wait a little bit, or just get everything if you can. Most players that are that's over 200 million power usually get everything. But you have to watch the percent. This is just 900%. Then we have 950%. So you see some Elysians like Caspian and Venerous, you got a real low percent for dealing damage. But as far as Thanatos, it's far superior, as at the top of the list, 1,152% with flat damage, 12,825. Now, Raspberry Maiden did hold the title for being the strongest Elysian. We have to see if Thanatos takes that title from Raspberry Maiden. So we have Thanatos dealing 1,792% flat damage, 13,300 damage. You have to go over and check Endless Love. We have 1,988% plus 12,600 damage. That is a lot of damage by Raspberry Maiden, far superior than Thanatos. So Raspberry Maiden's last skill, you're gonna want that skill over Thanatos' skill because it's almost 2,000%. As you see here on other characters, it's not nearly as close. 1,810% for Venerous. We have 1,480% for Caspian. Then Valentine, we have 1,880%. And then we have for Interstellar, we have 2,185%. This is a great Elysian to use for damage. Targets hit will also be weakened. That means if you use this skill on a target, their hit will be weakened. Their attack will be reduced by 25%, and their attack speed will be reduced by 20%. So you have attack speed reduction, you have attack reduction, and then you have hit rate reduction. This is great. This is a good Elysian to use. Now, this is just for attack. Now, if you're going up to somebody equal your power, you have to have some defense, probably maybe a little bit HP increase. But this overall is a good damage dealer. Attack is reduced. This is going to be at the top of the list with Raspberry Maiden. So Raspberry Maiden does damage reduction by 35% and resilience by 60%. So overall, this is going to be a better Elysian than Interstellar because it's a defense Elysian. In this game, characters die fast because damage outscales any other stat, such as defense and everything. The skills will allow you to one-hit somebody, or two-hit, or three-hit. So you have to pay attention to the defense aspect of the game. That's why Raspberry Maiden was my rank 1 Elysian, followed by Interstellar. And then we have Thanatos. We have to talk about Thanatos. All right, so Thanatos does 1,792% plus 13,300 damage. That's fairly good damage, higher than most Elysians, but we have to go talk about the skill. You recover HP equal to 50% of the damage dealt. Now, if you have a strong skill, strong attack, you're gonna do some great healing. You're gonna heal what 50% of the damage you dealt with that skill. Now that's pretty good. If you have good attack, that's going to be a good survival skill. Also ignores 50% of the target's defense. Nice. That means whatever your defense is, Thanatos allows you to ignore half of it by 50%. This right here is a top tier Elysian. Really important to have. You have HP recovery. You have ignoring defense and good damage. this right here can, in my opinion, might be better than Raspberry Maiden. Let's look at the damage real quick. The damage is not that far apart. I do like the damage difference between Interstellar and Thanatos. Interstellar does decrease your hit, the attack speed. Right here, this is a good damage and debuff against the enemy for their attack, but it has no survivability using this. As for why did I rank Raspberry Maiden at number 1? Because of survivability. Increases damage reduction by 35% and does great damage. So survivability for this Elysian is great. Survivability for Thanatos is absolutely good as well, because you recover HP and you have a skill that ignores target's defense. So I will rank them, in my opinion, Thanatos, Raspberry Maiden, Interstellar. Most might rank Interstellar rank 1, Raspberry Maiden, then Thanatos. But in my opinion, HP recovery and defense should be really important for survivability in these duels. We will see them in replay for the strongest Vanquisher, and we will see if the people are using these Elysians wisely. For my opinion, I would use Thanatos or Raspberry Maiden over Interstellar. I know the damage is important, but I don't like getting one hit. So I would use one of these Elysians that have a defense buff, so I could outscale the survivability of another character. With that being said, there is no newer sprites. I don't think so. The newest sprite will be Dark Ranger, a really good sprite to use. I recommend him because of the one-hit potential of it. As far as mounts, there's not many new mounts out, except the Easter mount. And the previous one would be it's like a bird mount. Well, we had the Bunny Fairy, the newest mount released, and I'm super excited to see that they're actually doing mounts every holiday. Easter, you get a new mount. It's really cool to see. Before that one, we had Plasma Hawk, which is really good. As far as the wings, everybody still mostly has grade 24, grade 25. You will see some grade 23s. And that's basically it. Nothing really newer to the game besides the overlords, the events that's coming out, and everything of that nature. I'm super excited to see the strongest Vanquisher event coming up. And I will see you guys on the next video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Love you guys. Peace.